Hello everyone, and this is my last suggestion, which is Celestia. Celestia is a push your luck game, which basically means that during a round you are trying to earn points by proceeding up further along the track, and you need to make a decision when to bail out and claim the points you've got, or continue and gamble everything. You'll each have a character. The different characters don't do anything other than determine which color you are. So you're all riding in a boat, and as I said, you're trying to get around this track all the way up to the last floating city, which is worth 25 points. So the way that a round works is somebody will be the ship's captain. They will have to roll these two dice, which will determine some disasters that they have to deal with. So let's pretend that the red player is the captain. So the red player now has to be able to deal with pirates and a cloud storm, which is obviously a big problem when you're in a flying ship with a propeller. So how do they deal with that? Well, each player will have, I think it's 5 cards you start with. So I'm going to go through what the cards do. The basic ones are essentially allow you to resolve disasters. So this one allows you to resolve cloud storms. This one allows you to deal with electrical storms. This one allows you to deal with bird strike. And this one allows you to deal with pirates. And this one is like a wild card, which I've just realized is upside down, I think. No, it is the right way up. So you can play that to deal with any of those 4. In terms of rarity in the deck, cloud cards are the most common, then the electric, then the birds, then the pirates, and then the wild cards. Now you may be wondering, why is that relevant? So the red person has just rolled the most common card and the rarest. So the rest of us now have to make a decision. Do we trust the captain to safely get us from this town over to this one? Now, if you, so starting with the next player in line, which we'll pretend is green. Green has to make a decision. Does that, green is a guy. So green is going to say, yeah, I think he can deal with that and he'll stay on board. Yellow is less confident, and so yellow chooses to bail out. So they're going to stay here in City 1, which means, so what these numbers mean is the potential rewards for being in that city are the number and higher. So you're going to get at least 1 point, but probably not very many points because it's the first city on the track. So that's worth 2, 4, and so on as you go around. So that's what I meant about trying to stay in the boat as long as you can. We're going to pretend everybody else decided that they were going to stay in the boat. So, and in this case, we're also going to pretend that the captain was able to do it, and so they would progress. So, oh, I didn't do that. So this is my own little house rule that you have to do the propeller when you go, because otherwise, how can the ship go anywhere? Now, at the end of this round, the yellow player will get to draw the top card from this deck because they were the first person that bailed out. If several people bailed out at this city, in order of people that bailed out, they'd take the top card and then they secretly bank it, and that's how many points that they've got for going there. The reason that's relevant is it's the player who gets to 50 first is the player that wins. If 2 people break 50 in the same round, it's the player that has the highest number of points. So although you won't know exactly what people have scored, if people keep getting further down the track and then banking, you know that they're racking up points very, very quickly. And that's that. So now at this city, the next player is now captain, which is the green player. So the captain changes with every round. Now the green player rolls the dice again and gets, oh, that's quite convenient actually, and gets a cloud. So most common card in the deck, most people are probably going to want to stay. That brings me quite neatly actually to some of these special cards. Now, there are certain cards in the game that allow you to mess the other players up. So this one allows you to make the captain re-roll any blank dice. So the yellow player at this point may go, well, screw you guys, I don't want you guys to get further ahead than me. So they may play, if they had that card, play it to make the captain re-roll this one. This card is where you bundle somebody up and chuck them in a lifeboat. It's all very friendly, of course. So if someone's already on a lot of points, you may choose to kick them out of the boat at this stage so that they cannot score more than 2. Well, sorry, they'd only score 2 or in a little bit, so not very much. This special card allows the captain to re-roll any of the dice of their choice. And the last special card is a jetpack. Now, the reason why you would want a jetpack, if the captain cannot deal with the disaster, after everyone has decided whether or not they are in the boat or if they are jumping out, the captain has to reveal if they can or cannot do it. If they cannot do it, as in they cannot complete every dice, then the dirigible crashes and nobody that's still in the boat gets any points for that round. If somebody at that point has a jetpack and plays it, they safely leave the crashing dirigible and land on the city. And normal rules would apply, but obviously because you're the only person that made it to that city, you would get the top card. Is there anything else I need to tell you? I think that's it for rules on this one. So yeah, it's basically just try and stay in the boat as long as possible. Oh no, actually I have just thought of something. So when you get further down the track, when the dirigible is here at level 6 city, you may notice the next city has an extra dice attached to it. That means whoever is the captain between this city and this one is going to have to roll an extra dice. So they will have to deal with 3 issues. And further along, they have to pick up an extra dice, so you'll have to deal with 4. So it is a perfectly valid strategy to jump out of the boat simply because you don't want to be captain next and have to deal with more dice. Yeah, so that's something else to consider while playing this game. Yeah, and I think that's everything you need to know for Celestia. If you're interested in giving this one a go, let me know.